Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the latest edition of the Stephen A. Smith Show, coming at you as I love to do. Every weekday afternoon from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over the airwaves of Sirius XM, Mad Dog Sports Radio. Number to call up as always is 888-MAD-DOG-6. That's 888-623-3646. This is where you can catch me every day from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. live Eastern Standard Time on the radio. Of course, I'm on television every weekday morning on ESPN2's First Take from 10 a.m. to 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. A lot of stuff on my mind today. I expected to be talking about A-Rod because of all of this noise about him ending up in Monument Park, a place reserved for the revered amongst Yankee lovers everywhere because of the greatness of those who wore pinstripes. And the fact that Alex Rodriguez's name has entered that equation is something I will speak on in just a few minutes. I will also be speaking about Joey Bosa, number 3 overall pick out of Ohio State, nabbed by the San Diego Chargers in the NFL draft this past April, or was it the beginning of May? I don't remember. It's one of them damn days. Doesn't matter. Because some stuff is going on there as well. But I cannot believe what I'm about to talk about right now. I cannot believe that I have to talk about this. I mean, it's very, very difficult for me, ladies and gentlemen, because you have to understand, Tim Tebow is my friend. I like Tim Tebow. Genuinely like him. He's an incredibly nice guy. And I must admit, I got a soft spot for him because despite all the things I've said continuously and perpetually about his inability to throw the damn football, I must confess, the minute I met him, and I had the luxury of sitting down and taking time to talk to him, the more I'm around the guy, the more I liked him. I remember when he was a member of the New York Jets, and he actually thanked me because he appreciated the criticism that I gave him because I wasn't trying to deify him. He said I kept the conversation of football, and that's what he appreciated most. Whether I agreed with him or not, he respected the fact that I kept it about football because he's right. There's nothing to dislike about this guy. Have you ever met Tim Tebow? I mean, I hate to sound so corny because I believe it's so corny, but in his case, it's so true. You really would like him at the Thanksgiving table. He is the kind of dude that you'd run out and get Christmas gifts for. He is the guy that you wouldn't mind marrying your daughter. It's the absolute truth. But when it came to throwing a football, I've always maintained, and I'll still maintain, he can't throw. But that was football. Now the news comes down today, this morning. Literally an hour before First Take on ESPN2, we learned that Tim Tebow has transitioned to baseball. And I'm looking at it and I'm saying, well, let's wait a minute here. As a quarterback for the Denver Broncos, despite the fact that he led them to a 7-4 record and led them to having the number 1 rushing attack in all of the NFL because of how he could perform off the read option and how he rushed for over 600 yards, I had to confess that it didn't matter to me because all I thought about was the dude that beat the Kansas City Chiefs by completing 2 passes. All I thought about was the dude that completed 46.5% of his passes. All I thought about was the history of the National Football League and the quarterback position and how somebody who completed less than 58% of their passes was considered average. So what the hell are you if you completed 46% of your passes? This is how I looked at it. This is what I believed. I'm sorry, that's just how I felt. And now you're telling me he's going to play baseball? And I'm thinking along these lines. I must confess to you, I'm thinking along these lines. Wait a minute, let me get this straight. You practiced every day, all day, played college football, won national championships, and you still couldn't quarterback, meaning throw the football. But you haven't played baseball since high school? And now you're going to go to the major leagues? Or strive to go to the major leagues and you're going to do damage then? Oh, come on. Come on. I'm trying to be respectful here, but my God, my goodness. What am I gotta be kidding me. And then for a second there, I quieted it down. Collected my thoughts. Calmed down a little bit, controlled my emotions. Tried to look at things logically. Devoid of emotion and what have you. Because I saw a tweet from Gary Sheffield saying he's seen Tim Tebow. He's worked out with him. He's done all of these different things. And what happened? Gary Sheffield said that Tim Tebow has potential. Tim Tebow could do some things. He wouldn't rule out anything. Why do I have to pay attention to Gary Sheffield? You mean the Gary Sheffield that played in the major leagues for more than a decade? You mean the Gary Sheffield that smacked 509 home runs in his career and has a lifetime .292 batting average? That Gary Sheffield? I know his name got associated with Balco. I don't want to hear that. Gary Sheffield to me is a man's man. Got nothing but love for Gary Sheffield. And if he says that about Tim Tebow, must I acknowledge it does give me cause to pause? I have no choice. I have to confess. It did give me cause to pause for a few minutes. And then I remembered that we're talking about Tim Tebow here, who I think is allergic to throwing anything effectively, whether it's a football or baseball. Now, can he hit at the plate? Maybe. I don't know. Never seen him. Am I rooting for him to do well? Of course I'm rooting for him. I'm not rooting against Tim Tebow. But do I believe he can pull it off? Hell no. You got guys that have played baseball all their lives that can't pull it off. Who the hell is Tim Tebow to think that he can pull it off? And I see all of these aficionados, these guys who work with him, who trained him, who swear by his potential. And you know what I said? I want names. Get the name and the quotes. Just like that guy House. What's his name? Tom House? Tim House, whatever his name was, who spoke so glowingly about Tim Tebow's ability to throw the football and how you're going to be surprised at how great he looks and wait till you see blah, 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 blah. Well, where the hell has Tim Tebow been? He got sabotaged by the Jets and Rex Ryan as far as I'm concerned. But what did he do when he went to the Patriots? Why didn't anybody else pick him up? You know why? Because when you play the quarterback position, the requirement of the job description is to be able to throw the football. And that is that. I got nothing but respect for Tim Tebow, nothing but love for him as a person and a human being. I truly don't. I truly have nothing against him. I genuinely like him. I'm rooting for him. And Tim Tebow, if you're out there watching, listening, I want you to know, I hope you do well. I hope you become an elite professional in some sport, whether it's baseball or football. I just sincerely doubt it. Baseball, basically because you've been away from the game since high school and you're 29 years old now. Football is because I've just never seen a man that can throw. That's how I feel. That's where I stand. What about you? 888 Mad Dog 6 is always the number to call up. That's 888-623-3646. No matter what I feel about Tim Tebow, I told you, I root for him. I have nothing but love and affection for the brother. And he does a great job for ESPN, by the way, with the SEC network. I wish I could say the same for Alex Rodriguez. Now, let me correct myself in this level. Alex Rodriguez did a hell of a job with Fox as a baseball analyst. And once he finishes playing baseball this Friday, at least for the New York Yankees, I would hope that he goes into the broadcast booth. Because batting 205, looking bigger and slower, bat speed considerably slower than it once was. As far as I'm concerned, Alex Rodriguez is finished. And I agree with Wally Matthews and others who wrote, it's time for Alex Rodriguez to walk away. Don't be a phony. Get away from the New York Yankees playing, still owe $27 million. Then turn around and try to go play for Boston or somebody else just so you can smack 4 more home runs and reach the 700 mark. Don't do that. Just go away as a player. Because you're no longer that dude. But all of this noise about Alex Rodriguez. Entering Monument Park, being honored along the lights of Mickey Mantle and Babe Ruth and Joe DiMaggio. And the list goes on, the Reggie Jacksons of the world, soon to be Derek Jeters, the Mariano Rivera's of the world, the Andy Pettitts of the world, and others. It just nauseates me. I am fully aware of the fact that Andy Pettitte cheated by using PEDs. He swears it was once. We have no proof to contradict that, although we suspect that may not be the case. But again, we have no proof. Here's the deal with Alex Rodriguez. Not only do we have proof that he cheated once, you got it twice because he admitted it, basically. And then on top of it all, the man tried to sue Major League Baseball, tried to sue Major League Baseball's Players Association, tried to sue the Yankees, tried to sue the team doctors, everybody. I mean, this dude didn't know when he was lying. Knowing he was lying. And that man deserves to be honored in Monument Park? Are you kidding me? No way. No way. I'm here to tell you right now, I will be in support of Alex Rodriguez entering the Hall of Fame quicker than I'd be interested in him entering Monument Park. Because Monument Park is to deify great Yankees of our generation and prior. It's to deify and honor them and their contributions to the organization and how they represent it with pride and gratitude towards the greatness of Yankees lore. When has Alex Rodriguez done that? I don't recall that. I've never seen that before in my life. Yeah, he showed up in 2009 and facilitated them winning the World Series championship. Wasn't that the same year he admitted to Peter Gammons that he cheated? He had been cheated for previous years. Then he comes back in 2013 getting busted again with the whole biogenesis scandal and suspended for 211 games, which ended up being reduced to basically the entire 2014 season. What was it he said then? Tried to sue everybody. Come on now. I can't sit up there and honor that. I can't sit up there and applaud that. I can't sit up there and flow with that. No way should Alex Rodriguez be honored in Monument Park. No way in hell. And Mad Dog Russo, wherever he is, he better not disagree with me on this one. He better not disagree. 888 Mad Dog 6 is always the number to call up. That's 888-623-3646. That's the number to call into my radio show every weekday afternoon from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on Mad Dog Sports Radio, Channel 82. You know, the Cowboys found a way to make news today. Once again, Jerry Jones hoodwinked me and everybody else because he made the Cowboys relevant. Isn't he great at that? Talked about how positive he is about his backup quarterbacks. Dak Prescott. Some dude named Shower, who will probably end up in the showers most of the time because he's a member of the Dallas Cowboys, and the Dallas Cowboys have that way of contaminating people they touch. You know, it really makes me sick to my stomach how the Dallas Cowboys find ways to make news. I feel like a damn fool talking about them, but I can't help it. I just wanted to say this. I want to make sure I reiterated this point. I'm not going to belabor it. The Dallas Cowboys have the worst fan base in American history. You're the most delusional human beings I've ever seen on the planet Earth. I can't stand y'all. It's not the Cowboys as a team that I hate. It's not even Jerry Jones, because Jerry Jones is a brilliant, brilliant owner. It's you Cowboy fans. Can't stand y'all. Y'all make me sick. Y'all go 1-15. You wake up the next morning. We gonna be all right, Stephen A. We gonna win the title. Watch. And you already got your owner talking about the backup quarterback, which means he doesn't have as much faith in Tony Romo as one would like. What happened to that offensive line protecting Tony Romo? What happened to Des Bryant being back healthy? I mean, I know you don't have Julius Randle there any longer. I mean, I understand that. I mean, no, there's no department stores nearby. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I couldn't resist that. A pair of drawers and a cologne, and a bottle of cologne. That's what he was stealing. I still can't get over that a couple of years later. I still can't get over that. But that's beside the point. Let me say this. Cowboys fan base. Delusional. That's why I don't like the Cowboys, because of y'all. I just want to say that. Outside of that, this Olympian, Lily King, I applaud her after winning. What was it? Her 100-meter breaststroke race? I think that's what it was. I applaud her for that. Special. But when she called out her Russian competitor the way that she did, ladies and gentlemen, here was my issue with that. I'm a patriot. I'm an American. And I'm always root for America. And she wasn't wrong with what she said. But there comes a moment in time when you have to take into account the greatness of America and why we're the greatest country in the world and why other nations may not quite measure up. You see, Lily being from Indiana, not using PEDs, obviously, and winning her competition fair and square. While she should be applauded and what have you, she called out the Russian, I think it's Yulia Efimova. I think that's her name. I got it right next to me. I'll look it up in a minute. It's one thing to call them out, but it's another thing not to take into consideration what she's had to endure. Whether you want to call Russia an authoritarian or a totalitarian nation, the fact of the matter is, those Olympians, those Olympic athletes that they have, don't have the freedoms that American athletes have. Who's to say that she wasn't forced by Russia to do the things that she did in terms of using PEDs that disqualified her in the past, where she also failed a couple of tests this year? Who's to say Lily's Russian competitor wasn't forced by Russia, nor were the others forced by Russia? Who's to say they weren't forced to do so? America may not do that. But who knows what other nations put their athletes through? And the freedoms that we enjoy, just like we preach about how we should never take it for granted, we should also remind ourselves of that reality when faced against athletes from opposing nations who don't share our democratic points of views. Just a thought. Something to think about. You're listening to the Stephen A. Smith Show, Sirius XM Mad Dog Sports Radio, Channel 82, 888 Mad Dog 6 is always the number to call up. That's 888-623-3646. Your phone calls and more. Plus, I'll get into Joey Bosa and the NFL San Diego Chargers in just a minute. You're listening to Stephen A. on Mad Dog. I see some of y'all there talking to me right now. Clifton Hoskins, good point. Russell Hayes, Stephen A., loving Facebook Live. Love you too, bro. Appreciate the love. Robert Miller, someone at my job in the Cowboys versus Patriots in the Super Bowl. No way in hell the Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl. Stop. You need to get off the drugs, okay? Christopher Johnny, Olympic USA Women's Basketball. Why no Candace Park on the squad? I have no idea. Sonia Randall, there you are. There you are, Sonia. Ron Cheney, Ducks Nation. You sure about that? Will Danner, you the man, Stevie. Appreciate you, Will. Thank you so much. Alex Montoya. Hello from where? Flavio Prince, Orlana. You make my day. Thank you. Stephen McAfee. Love it, bro. Love you back, man. Appreciate the love. Dustin Bright, Lions all day. You sure about that? No Calvin Johnson. No Megatron now. I don't know about y'all. Tony Paris, Giants Super Bowl. Could you get a defense first, then come talk to me? Wayne Rivera, thought on a New York Jets run in the playoffs. They got to get there first, bro. Nakoma Gabriel Ritter, Stephen A. Smith is the man you think the Patriots will be in the Super Bowl. Actually do, unless Pittsburgh's defense shows up. Nardo Blackgate, bear down. I'm assuming you talk about Chicago Bears. Stop it. Ronald Bowman, FSU this year. Possibly, but I'm still a Roll Tide kind of dude. Daniel Perez Flores, love the knowledge that you always drop on us on a daily basis. Appreciate you, Daniel. Thank you so much. Shaquille Camuros, Ravens Super Bowl? Nah, but I think they'll make the playoffs. Carlton Darville, Giants have no offensive O-line? Possibly. Doug Turner, Packers in the Super Bowl? Aaron Rodgers, that bad man. It's always a chance. Brian Looney, Raiders, Stephen A. Okay. Got to make the playoffs, though. Got to make the playoffs. Love Carr, Cooper, and, of course, Khalil Mack. Boy, y'all going to have to pay that boy some money. Corbin Cronin, Packers going to do some work. We'll see. Got Jordy Nelson back. Jonathan Lima, Pittsburgh stink. Just stop it. I won't say they stink. Their offense doesn't stink. What the hell's wrong with you? Wake up. LaMarcus Jackson, Stephen A., where do you think Michael Vick stands right now in his career? I hope Michael Vick gets another chance. Here's the problem. On 2 stops, Atlanta and the Jets, he admitted that he wasn't focused on his job. That's a bad sign. Moose C, Jags. They on the come up. Wesley Roberts, watch them Jags. We got something this year. We'll see. Appreciate y'all. Got to go back to my show. Peace and love.